welcome to part of our CES 2022 coverage. We'll be making short videos like this throughout the CES season to keep you up to date on the latest developments from the show. Hit subscribe and the notification bell to make sure that you see the moment we post a video. Like most outlets, we had planned on going to CES, then COVID decided to go and make itself a new variant. And so now we're covering CES virtually this year. We spent a chunk of change on getting ready to go and then we didn't go. So if you'd like to support the channel, check out Patreon and our other links below. Back at CES 2020, Fiat Chrysler displayed a vehicle that we'd all lusted a little after, the Fiat Centoventi, an electric car somewhere in between the Fiat Panda and Fiat 500. It had a modest-sized battery pack, but you could supplement the range for longer trips by sliding in additional battery packs into special compartments located under the seats. Since then, a lot has changed, and Fiat Chrysler is now part of the Stellantis group, which, let's face it, has a whole lot more EV acumen than the old FCA of old. And at CES this year, the Stellantis stand was due to be dominated by electric vehicles. In fact, several European EVs, including the Citroën Ami, the Fiat 500e and Citroën Future Mobility Concept, were all going to take the trek across the pond to what we think was their North American show debut, alongside plug-in hybrid models from Jeep. Yet COVID had other ideas, and instead we've been treated to a virtual presentation from Stellantis on the Chrysler Airflow, a brand new concept car debuting in CES that previews what we think will be the first all-electric car to come from the automaker's US division. So sit back and I'll go through the important bits. Oh, and before you get too excited about the Fiat 500e, Citroën Ami and others making the trip to Nevada, I should remind you that none of these European models are expected to ever go on sale in the US, nor are other Stellantis models like the Peugeot E208. However much Winter really wants a second-generation European spec Fiat 500e. And I know he does because he tells me regularly. The Chrysler Airflow concept is, we're told, the precursor to Chrysler's first fully electric mass-produced vehicle, a vehicle that we are told to expect in 2025. By 2028, Chrysler says it will have a, quote, fully electric portfolio, which we're hoping means no internal combustion engine vehicles at all, rather than just having electric options for every model. Either way, that's quite a tall order for a brand that hasn't made its first fully electric car yet. From the outside, the Chrysler Airflow takes on the now standard and preferred form factor for large EVs, a crossover with plenty of room beneath the vehicle for batteries, twin electric motors for all-wheel drive capabilities, the now obligatory panoramic glass roof, and of course, the buzzword du jour, a software-defined vehicle that's simply bursting at the seams with connected technology, personalised software you can buy or integrate into your car, and of course, over-the-air updates. As Chrysler puts it, quote, customization and personalization are key, whether driving or acting as a co-pilot, end quote. Powering the Airflow are a pair of 150 kilowatt electric motors and a battery pack that Stellantis says is good for between 350 and 400 miles. That's 563 to 643 kilometers per charge. Exact battery capacity isn't given, although if we had to guess, it would need to be somewhere around 100 kilowatt hours. Not much is given about the specs, other than to note that the Airflow has 22-inch wheels. Proportionally, it doesn't look like the car has 22s at first glance, which should demonstrate that, like the Hyundai Ioniq 5 Kate Walton-Elliott drove recently, the Airflow is deceptively large. There's a digital lighting system all round, another big buzzword of recent years, and a light-up badge, another must-have for any self-respecting new EV from a legacy automaker in recent years. Inside, meanwhile, the cabin is still very much in the concept car phase, with a massive touchscreen display in the centre of the dash and full customisable LED display behind the not quite a quadratic steering wheel. Like some higher-end electric models from Porsche and Mercedes-Benz, there's also a touchscreen display in front of the front seat passenger, meaning that they can set destination or interact with the car as easily and far more safely than the driver might. In the rear, you've got it, 2 more touchscreens. But given that Chrysler is known for its family-friendly cars, I'm not quite sure a sea of screens is particularly budget-friendly or indeed family-friendly, unless your children are model citizens. As someone whose children have all grown up now, I can tell you of multiple times when having expensive touchscreens connected to every seat in my car would have been a very bad thing indeed. There's a reason we owned a very beaten up Volvo 240 for a while. That said, plenty of people shelled out serious change for cars like the high-end Pacifica Hybrid, which again has screens everywhere. Overall though, I like the look of the Airflow. It's a concept that's not so far into Fantasyland that I have a tough time believing it will enter into production, and with a few tweaks, I think it will sell very well with a less tech-centric and more practical interior. I can't wait to experience the vehicle up close, and I suspect with some time behind the wheel, I might be less cynical about the whole digital lifestyle personalization thing. And look, personalization is of course great to make your vehicle feel like your vehicle, but as CES 2022 has progressed, many of us on the team are starting to get that unnerving feeling that all of this software customization and evolving ecosystems being talked about might eventually lead to a future where your expensive electric car also comes with a sizable subscription charge every month to make all of those cool customization and personalization features continue to operate as you'd like them to. And when companies like Stellantis specifically mention e-commerce and payment is all part of its STLA platform on which the Airflow concept is based, yeah. That's it for this update. Keep the notification bell tapped to stay up to date with our CES coverage, because there will be more soon. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to leave your thoughts below or in our free to join Discord chat room. There are links below. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this channel and to our other channel, Transport Evolved Take 2, for longer takes and behind the scenes fun. Thanks on behalf of the entire TE crew go out to the folks on my right for being our $15 to $49 a month Patreon supporters. Special thanks to our $50 a month patrons, that's Chris Maxwell, Brian Newton, Jason Bordor, Dave Kitchen, Michael Goad, Ricky Leon, Andrew Martin, Guido Drahota, Brophy Wolf, Taslet in the Gong, Gordon C, Stephen O'Donoghue, Kyle Hodgson, Anthony Coates, Regine Fellows, Rory Litwin, Anonymous Freak, Jim Burness and Denny Hyde, and our deepest gratitude to our $100 a month Patreon supporters. They are Marcel Ward, Reggie Watts, Joe Bresney, JP Fagerback, Will Graylin, Matthew Drobnak, John Lyons, Christopher Lee Jones, Laura Reynolds, Paul Conway, Ellery Hennersley, and Ian. Feeling left out? Well, you can join the Patreon team at the link below, or you can show us your support through Bitcoin, Ko-fi, or via our cool new swag store. There are links below. Thanks for joining me, and as always, keep evolving.